Hello and welcome to today's edition of Your Questions Answered with Father Gruner. I'm John Veneri. We take your we take your questions, as you know, on this program. And each day we have a new edition dealing with this or that aspect of those things that you ask us about. Please contact us with your questions at questions@thefatimacenter.com. Interesting question here. Here's an interesting one. Do you believe, Father, that Our Lady has appeared to Pope Francis and told him to consecrate Russia? And the next part is, since the Vatican guards told you not to approach the Pope recently, I guess that was in October, even though you had tickets for a certain seat, could it be that the Pope does not know he must consecrate Russia? So you can take it from there.
Well, I think, first of all,
what do you have to say about that?
Obviously, whoever sent the head of Vatican security against me, and he came with two of his personal hand-picked men.
And this is while you were at the Vatican in October.
In October. In fact, it was on Saturday. It was when was it the day the statue arrived? I was there, and yes, and the Saturday afternoon, and there was about, I would say, 25 to 50,000 people in the St. Peter's Square. It was more people the next day, but that day, so they had, here's the head of Vatican security. So the purpose of Vatican security, at least the primary purpose is, of course, is to protect the Pope. Now, here's the man who tells me, when I ask him a question, you can search me, he says, I know you're not a danger to the Pope. If I thought you were, I would have thrown you out long ago. So he knows I have no hidden weapons. I have no intent to do harm to the Pope. He knows all that. And he's certain of himself. But yet he sends him and two men. I wouldn't want to take on any one of them. Not that I've got into a fist fight in 50 years or whatever it is. But they're all big guys. There's three of them for one little priest who's 71 years old, who, could hardly swat a fly today, but anyway, they sent, and then they had a fourth man. I didn't realize it, and I didn't report that at the time. There was a fourth of Vatican, because I had a friend, actually I had several friends with me, but one saw what was happening, wanted to come to my aid, and this Vatican security guy, the fourth guy, stopped him from coming to me. So here you have four men out of Vatican security. They have resources, much more than obviously we do, but they've got a lot more problems. But no, obviously they thought, and the person who sent them thought, that I was a danger to the Pope. Not a physical danger, but because I would tell him about the consecration of Russia. That's how afraid the people around the Vatican. So yes, he doesn't know. He doesn't know the significance of it. He doesn't know what it is.
I mean, he does know. He probably does know that Our Lady asked for it.
I don't even know what he knows, because at this point, even with John Paul II, with all respect, John Paul II has read the secret, the part we haven't read, but he still doesn't get this. He doesn't get any context. I mean, they've got these Masons all around them. So John Paul II, I can tell you, we published two open letters to John Paul II. John Paul II, I'm told by somebody who's a witness to it, said he had a copy of it and he read it, and he in fact put it in his safe, but he still didn't get it. But they're afraid that Benedict XVI had a commission, a secret commission, but it's a commission on Fatima. So, and yet, not one of them ever approached me, ever asked me formally, why do you think that they're wrong? Why do you think? Look, I'm known. I mean, Cardinal Ratzinger, Pope Benedict, knows me by name.
Well, he mentioned you at the June 26, 2000 press conference.
And when this Lebanese priest is asking about, he mentioned my geographic location somewhere near Niagara Falls. We're about 20 miles from Niagara Falls here. But he said, oh, you mean Father Gruner? And because he couldn't remember my name, he went on to talk about it. So he knows who I am. He must be reading our stuff. But yet they still somehow or other don't get the context. So I've yet to meet a priest, a bishop, a cardinal. I've never met a pope since I've not learned the message of Fatima like I know it now. I've never met anyone that they can't ask me a question I cannot answer. Not because I'm that smart. It's the grace of God that's given to me at the time. I still remember, as I say, this Indian bishop, very intelligent bishop, who just had a big rally, 250,000 people in his square of his place, and he asked me a question, and I could hear the question. I could even finish the question for him. It was a very intelligent question. As he was going, I said to myself, I don't know the answer to this question, but I was very polite. I listened to him finish the question. When he finished it, I had the answer just like that. And I gave it to him, and he was satisfied. The point is that, God can use even poor instruments like myself to. So since I'm not done maybe as good as I should have done, but I've done more than most people to learn this message. But yet the bottom line is they're afraid of having me talk to the Pope. I went to see John Paul II.
Yes, I remember that.
And I had Terelia there. I spent a lot of money to bring him with his translator, with Father Kramer and myself. We had a promise that we were going to see the Pope. Well, Terelia got to see the Pope, but we didn't get to see him. So, I mean, I'm not going to waste my time trying to get through to the Pope, and if they're going to block me off. If they want me to talk to the Pope, I'll talk to the Pope. I'm happy to talk to the Pope. I'm happy to explain it to him. I would say to anyone, prove me wrong. Show me, shoot me down. I mean, not physically, please, but shoot my. If I don't have the answer, or alternative, I'd rather take on these so-called experts that pretend they know the message, and they don't know the message. They have a whole anyway. So. Yes, I would say they're afraid of me talking to the Pope and being able to make a coherent, even 2-minute statement to him, because it's going to blow the Masons who are around him and all the other people around him, will blow their whole anti-Fatima policy that's been going on for the last 50 years and more.
But in the meantime, you keep publishing.
Absolutely,
keep getting the message out there.
And the whole thing is that it's obviously, I mean, God can do whatever He wants. And even get me into the impossible position of talking to the Pope, but there's lots of other people who have access to the Pope. So if they start learning what we're saying, learning the importance of it, learning that the urgency, the importance, the necessity, as Our Lady puts it very succinctly, let the Holy Father know I'm still awaiting the consecration of Russia. Without that consecration, Russia cannot convert, and the world cannot have peace. It's this or nothing, and there's no other way around it. So if we could get people to understand that, or if people have enough influence to get to the Pope to say, look, this man can explain it to you, find 5 minutes, but it's not half an hour would be much better. But anyway, they're afraid. That's why they sent this man against me.
Clearly.
Not just the head of the security, but somebody over him sent him.
I mean, everybody, we have to wrap it up here, but everybody I told that Vatican security came out in full battle dress to prevent you, everyone just laughed because the sheer craziness of it, the lunacy of it.
It's obviously disproportionate.
It's disproportionate. So anyway,
but when they understand, if they understand, the enemies understand much better than
they
we
do. Yeah,
they understand. The Pope does the consecration, our regime is over. Masonry is over. The war that's being planned is over. All of that stuff is over with this consecration. The enemies understand it much better than the faithful do.
So we ask our viewers to keep promoting the Fatima message and keep spreading the literature that we put out here, and we will see you next time.